The Loud House might look like your typical cartoon, but underneath all the jokes, wacky siblings, and chaos, some episodes get really dark. We're talking about bullying, shattered dreams, and emotional breakdowns, all packed onto a show that airs on Nickelodeon. Today, we're diving into some of the most surprisingly dark episodes of The Loud House that left fans heartbroken and in some cases in tears. Let's start with the episode titled No Laughing Matter, The Death of a Dream. The episode starts innocently enough, with Luan Loud, the prankster, doing what she does best, pulling goofy gags on her sibling. She's actually practicing for a comedian's contest coming up soon, but one by one, her siblings start complaining. Lincoln Loud and his sisters say that Luan is not funny, that her jokes are annoying, and that they just want peace for once.
She's so annoying!
I wish you would just stop.
Seriously,
I know, it's not cool.
What they don't realize is Luan is hearing everything from the stairs. This is breaking her heart. In this moment, we see a switch flip. So, the next day, something feels off. Luan stops pranking. She walks around the house completely lifeless, emotionless even.
Maybe we should see if she's okay.
And even her siblings are starting to notice. It's a little too quiet, something feels off. Now, don't get me wrong, at first they're relieved, but soon after it becomes eerie, a strange feeling in the Loud House. So, as a good brother, Lincoln decides to check on his sister, but he sees the contest flyers crumpled up in the trash can. He assumes it was by mistake, but Luan tells him it wasn't. She's quitting comedy for good, because she thinks she's not funny, and that she's annoying, and that her family does not want her anymore. What makes this episode so dark is the impeccable voice acting here.
You don't have to make excuses, Lincoln. I get it. I'm not funny. I'm annoying.
Listen to her voice. That girl is hurting. You can hear the voice crack as she talks about giving up her dream. So, naturally, Lincoln tells the others, and they feel awful. They didn't mean to crush her spirit. They were just venting, but now the damage is done. The siblings desperately try to cheer her up, even begging her to prank them back again. This is a total flip from what we saw earlier. The same people who wanted her to stop now want her to go back to pranks. They just want their sister back. They want her to be herself. They realize a little too late that Luan's jokes, annoying or not, were a part of her identity. And by pushing her away, they didn't just silence the pranks, they crushed her spirit. And now, they're desperate to fix it. No matter what they do, pretending to laugh, setting up prank opportunities, even begging, nothing works, because Luan's mind is already made up. She thinks she's a burden, and that everyone would be happier without her jokes, without her passion, and maybe even without her. It's not just about someone giving up on a contest, it's about giving up on who you are because you feel unwanted, because you think no one will ever understand you. And Lincoln Loud tries to reason with her, but her pain runs too deep. So he takes a chance. He grabs her joke notebook and decides to go on stage at the portal himself. Obviously, he invited Luan. She agrees, but let's be honest, she's not trying to get on that stage anymore. However, we find out that Lincoln Loud is not funny. He stumbles, misreads her handwriting, and the crowd goes silent. The whole thing is a disaster until Luan steps in. She can't take it anymore. Not the silence, not the bad delivery, not watching her material bomb in front of an audience. So she grabs the mic, and suddenly the audience laughs, like genuinely. Not because she's pulling a prank or not because they feel sorry for her, but because she's actually good. It's this moment that Luan realizes that her worth isn't tied to everyone in the Loud House. After spending the entire episode walking around like a ghost of herself, she comes alive again. And here's the thing, it's not about winning the contest. It's not even about proving her family wrong. It's about reclaiming who she was after it was shattered. She steps back on stage, she delivers the punchline, and she takes back that power. That's what makes this episode powerful, because the darkest moments in life are often the ones we feel like we've lost our purpose. When the thing that used to bring us joy now feels like a source of shame. And seeing Luan go through that as a kid, oh my goodness, I feel so bad. It hurts. A kid whose passion wasn't taken seriously. A teenager who feels like their voice doesn't matter. This episode speaks to all of them. Let's go on to another episode from the Loud House called No Bus, No Fuss. The episode begins innocently enough. Lincoln Loud is scrambling around the house, trying to find his backpack so he doesn't miss school. It's the classic Lincoln Loud, chaotic but relatable. But it doesn't take long for things to go wrong. As he takes his seat, the spring pops up under the cushion, forcing him to move. So he walks to the back of the bus just looking for a place to sit. But instead of a seat, he finds trouble. There, Lincoln meets 3 older students, 8th graders. Much bigger, much meaner, and clearly they're just not happy to see this dude. So Lincoln tries to stay positive. He smiles, makes a little joke, and offers some of his orange juice, but the vibe shifts pretty quickly. One of the older kids glares at him and says, "Why are you sitting in our seat?" It's quiet, tense, and uncomfortable. Lincoln nervously tries to explain, but it's too late. The older kids don't want a reason, they just want control. One of them shoves him, another yanks him up by his shirt. They literally mock him over and over, calling him a baby and a little kid who doesn't belong in the back of the bus. To make matters worse, one of them grabs Lincoln and physically throws him forward. So Lincoln decides to pick himself back up, clearly shaken, and tries to play it off, but you could see it in his face that this is rough. This was bullying, real deliberate bullying, and that was only day 1. And I didn't even mention that Lincoln and his friends all got beat up. This seems pretty dark for a Loud House episode. Does anyone else agree? Lincoln, Clyde, and some of the other younger students are forced to sit up front. They're too scared to go near the back. And even when they don't interact with the 8th graders, the fear lingers. But one morning, things take a turn for the worse. In this episode, it feels like they were going for comedy, but it just comes off as sad. These little kids even come up with ways to brainstorm avoiding the school bus and the bullies.
Ready to face those 8th graders again?
They look into walking to school, taking a different bus, or even pretending to be sick. But no matter what they do, they end up on the same route facing the same bullies. What's worse, they don't even think to talk to a trusted adult. Not because they don't want help, but because they're scared. This episode is crazy. The thing that left a pit in everyone's stomach was the feeling of helplessness, the belief that there is no way out. So these have been some dark episodes in the Loud House. What are your thoughts on this? Do you agree with me? List out some other instances where you think there were darker episodes. Hey you, why don't you do me a favor and click the like button on this video. Also make sure that you're subscribed to Kalobi, okay? I work really hard to bring you guys edifying content. I've been reviewing these cartoons for years and I'm telling you right now, I want you on board. I want you subscribed to this channel because I'm gonna be making content for you. Yes, you, I'm talking to you. Through the screen, you. Thank you. And wait till tomorrow because I got a spicy video coming out tomorrow. If not tomorrow, in 2 days. But by the time you watch this, it might already be out. Just check my channel, okay? Check the channel page. Goodbye.